the ability to provide a descriptive model to, for example, children who don't read, gives a vocabulary and a conceptual framework for that vocabulary that could be really useful in improving their ability to communicate, either in terms of content or the structure of the language, the semantics of the language, the syntax, and the pragmatics, the just conversational exchange in language and how you use those descriptors that are provided in the scenarios.
I believe that research, both quantitative and anecdotal research, indicates strongly that the use of audiovisual support materials in classrooms is great, not just for the students with disabilities, but for all of the students.
Pues yo considero que tanto la videodescripción como el closed caption son bien importantes, no tan solo para, ¿verdad?, las personas con impedimentos visuales auditivas, para otras condiciones también, inclusive para niños que no tienen ningún tipo de condición, porque les ayuda a ampliar su vocabulario.
Las herramientas de closed caption y videodescripción son excelentes herramientas tecnológicas para trabajar con estudiantes con problemas específicos de aprendizaje, con estudiantes que tienen el espectro de autismo, con estudiantes que tienen impedimento cognitivo significativo, porque añade a la rutina diaria un elemento tecnológico el cual está presente en la vida de todos nuestros estudiantes, indistintamente de que tengan un impedimento.
Video is just emerging as part of a protocol for interventions for kids with language disorders, and particularly in the area of autism. There's been a number of publications in recent last 2 or 3 years actually that tried to assess the effectiveness of using video in one capacity or another. And I don't think those were dealing with captioning, but only because that's probably an area that the people, the researchers in our field are not don't have a lot of first-hand knowledge on yet.
El componente de descripción de audio o la videodescripción es un elemento que lo aprendí a través de la compañía de Dicapta y he ido haciendo investigaciones con mis estudiantes en torno al uso de esta herramienta.
The context of language in a story of any kind is what we learn language for, to be able to put it into a use of understanding the world around us. And so captioning and description would at least give us a structure to put that vocabulary in, and it's a fairly guided, focused, sort of narrow kind of thing in terms of being able to apply it beyond hearing impaired and visually impaired folks.
There's much learning that a blind child would not have, wouldn't be able to learn because they can't see the information, so it needs to be described to them so that they can understand the context of the program. One
of the issues that needs to be considered is whether or not descriptions are trying to teach vocabulary or tell a story.
Yo opino que la tecnología asistiva es muy importante. Por ejemplo, mi hijo usa el FM System y él es esencial para él porque de esa manera él interactúa con sus compañeros, con su maestro. Su modo de aprender es más fácil.
I think that using audio description is a great tool to help kids learn better.